Bonjour, babes. Madam J coming to you live from my living room, which I have now turned into my interactive classroom. So if you've been staying tuned, last time I made a video for you, I was talking to you about my painted lady butterflies that I've decided to raise. Well, here they are. They've been growing. They're getting really big. There's a lot of silk in the jars. They're starting to get a little bit more lethargic in their activity. And it's interesting because, here we go, here's this other jar. You can see now they're crawling up to the top. It's interesting because the color of these caterpillars are very different in captivity compared to when I used to raise painted lady butterflies in South Florida. In the wild, when this is what I'm guessing, hypothesizing, is that in the wild, the sunlight, because there's so much more direct sunlight with the caterpillars, it causes their outer coating, their coloring, to be a very bright red color. When I was a kid raising them. And these ones in captivity, they're very brown. They're not a very bright color. And so I thought that was a very interesting observation that I made. So parents who are at home, teachers who are watching, this is very important because this is also a topic that I had first been introduced to me when I was working on a movie last year called Sons of Monarch. And it was talking about the migration of the monarch butterfly, which was a metaphor for immigration in America. It was an incredible opportunity. I got to work with a couple of the main actors from the TV program Lost and on Netflix Narcos. Very awesome people. Maria Altamir, hello Maria, I love you. It's good to see you. I can't see you like physically, but girl, I know you're out there. So yeah, anyways, great to talk about this in biology class with your kids. So then my next project that I'm on to, talking about life cycle because it is the spring, is I'm going to be raising sea dragons. So I don't know if any of you have ever done this before. You may have seen these at some commercial stores like Target or Walmart. But it is a great way to teach your children about responsibility, if they want to have a pet, if it's a first-time pet, and just really teaching children to respect nature and Mother Nature and help them to realize, there's been a shift in my life when it comes towards my attitude towards pets, right? I used to believe that it was something that you buy, you own them, you feed them, and yeah, they give you joy and excitement, but there wasn't much thought beyond that. But now as an adult, I've come to really realize and appreciate these beautiful animals and creatures that become extensions of our own souls and become a part of our families, and recognizing that in their own worlds, they govern themselves and they make their own decisions. And it's up to us to take care of them because, they can't make their own food in captivity or take themselves to the bathroom, because in the wild, they'd be doing those things to themselves. So it's important that we take care of and understand and respect the animals that we take on as our own responsibility and love them unconditionally, because there is nothing like having a familiar. That's what I call animals that I start taking care of and raising and live in my home. There's nothing like having a familiar that loves you unconditionally, because they don't care about what you look like or what mistakes you made during the day. All they care about is, honestly, if you fed them, if you took them out for a walk or cleaned their container, and if you spend time with them. And that's really great. So that's the sea dragons, sea monkeys is a great way to teach children about responsibility, I feel. And then I'm really excited because I thought this was another fun activity. I'm going to be growing Venus flytraps to also contribute to understanding greenhouses and how we can. I've always been interested in biotechnology with architecture. I've always had this idea that in New York City and other large metropolitan cities, we have such an opportunity to, like, if you see the scaffolding out there, we could have all that with plants and agricultural based plants and herb plants, things that we could be using on the regular, using hydroponic systems and using the rooftops. And I thought that was a great kind of lesson to also have in there. And Venus flytraps are really amazing because they're a carnivorous plant. I have a friend, he lives in Minnesota. Alex, I'm doing a shout out for you. He's raised carnivorous plants over the years and he's incredible. Green thumb, because this is a very sensitive kind of plant because it also needs to receive some type of external food source, like flies or so. I'm excited to see how this turns out. This is going to be an experiment. I've raised a lot of different kinds of plants and animals, but I've never raised a carnivorous plant before successfully from birth. So we'll see what's going on. I just wanted to check in with you guys, reminding you to please check in with your mental and emotional health. I hope that you're getting more settled into your citywide pauses. New York City is now calling this a pause versus saying quarantine or shelter in place, because those are very explosive words that can add to mental strain and stress. So we're on a pause. I hope all your pauses are well. I am excited to hear about what you're doing in your pauses and how you're staying active and healthy and spreading kindness and joy. So I love you guys. Stay true. Fight for truth, freedom, beauty, and love. And I can't wait to see you again. Mwah.